The holidays are coming and I am so excited that finally we're in Christmas, and that means like beautiful holiday makeup. Today we're gonna do a tutorial for you on holiday makeup. This is like a go-to routine. Basically, just follow along with simple colors that you have, with the same colors that you have. It doesn't have to be exactly the same product. If you want to purchase the product that I'm using in this video, then I will leave it in the description box down below. So let's get into this video. I already have my foundation on and my concealer on. So basically just start out with your typical foundation routine. We don't need to go like super over the top with this. I did use an ordinary serum foundation. So this is actually one that you can only buy exclusively on TikTok. You used to be able to buy it other places. You can't buy it other places anymore. It's just on TikTok shop. But this is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. It is a lightweight skin looking serum foundation. It's one of my favorites, and I'm so glad that the brand brought it back. So we are going to start off with the bronzer, and I like a very bronzy but warm look to my face, especially during the holidays. So let me show you some of my favorite bronzers. We're going to start out with cream ones first. Sometimes I use a stick bronzer, sometimes I use a potted bronzer, but either one of these are gonna do. This one you can buy on TikTok, you can buy it at Sephora, and it is the LYS bronzer, and it's the LYS No Limits bronzer in the shade Harmony. I like to actually take a brush and like pat this in, because sometimes just when I draw it on my face, it gets to be a little bit too much. And because this is for more of a medium skin tone and I am very light, but I do like the way that it really warms up my face. So I'm just going to build this up gently on the skin with a brush. I'm going to take this angled brush right here, and it's really similar to the BK Beauty 101 brush. And I tapped into the stick, and what we're doing is we're gently applying this right above where the indent of your cheek is. So like right on your cheekbone. And I'm doing this because it is a bronzer, it's not a contour. I want to be able to really just add some warmth to my face where I would naturally be colored from the sun, which would be like the high points of my face. I do like to bring it around here, and I really like to just focus it and slowly stipple and build it out. And you can already see there's like a difference in my face with the way that we're applying it. So it just a little bit goes a very long way, and it's just a very nice cream stick bronzer. Now, if you want, you can draw it on your face, but honestly, I really recommend applying it this way just because it helps you build it up a lot easier, and you're able to really just get an even application on your face and really just give yourself like this lit from within glow. Like I literally just look like I'm lit from within. I'm taking a little bit of that product and I'm putting it underneath my chin as well. And it's just gonna give me this like bronze look underneath as well. And it also creates a shadow, which is something that I love doing with cream products as well, is creating a shadow on my face. So I do have a little bit of a softer jawline, and by doing this, it actually really helps me bring that to light, and like it looks so much better. Like my face looks very, very like I look like I got kissed by the sun, but it's not too much. And this is just, it's so pretty. Next, I'm going to take a cream blush, and I do have another one of these brushes, and I have this specifically for my blush. And again, it's like the BK Beauty 101 brush. And I'm going to use this bouncy cream blush from Makeup Revolution. The shade that I'm using is the Bubble Bounce Lilac Pink. Now, during the holidays, I really like a cool tone blush because it really makes me look like I've been out in the cold, and it gives you that like cold girl makeup-y type of look. I really enjoy this blush because it is cool toned for me, and I do have a cooler skin tone in general. So this is a bouncy blush, cream to powder blush from Makeup Revolution, and it really just like, it is blurring, it is bouncy, it is super easy to blend, and it's like the perfect amount of pigment. Next, I'm going to set my cream product with my powder product. I have here the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is honestly a cult favorite of mine. I absolutely love this one. And I'm just taking a fluffy brush. Technically, this is a powder brush, but I like how it diffuses the color. And it's from TYS Beauty if you're interested. And I just like the way it diffuses the color of the bronzer. And it really just distributes the product really nicely on my face. But what we're doing is we're setting that cream bronzer, but we're also adding more dimension to my face. And you'll see it just kind of brings everything to life like this. For blush, and sticking with that cool theme of color, I have the Juvia's Place Blush Duo. The blush duo that I have is volume number 4. So it does have this really nice Barbie pink shade. It's a little bit cool tone. And then we have this lilac purple. This one's the one that I'm going to be using on my cheeks today to layer on top of that bouncy cream blush. And you'll see it just brings it more to life. It is very pigmented, so a little bit is going to go a long way. Like so. It's just a little bit. I look like I've been out in the cold weather, and then I'm just taking the fluffy side. I sometimes use this for bronzer as well. It's like a double-ended, and I am gonna blend these two together. I'm gonna continue with the like cool toned theme to the cheeks, and I'm actually gonna use this highlight from ColourPop, and it's with the Grinch. It's a collaboration. It is the Grew 3 Sizes Super Shock Highlight. So this is a pink shade, and I like it because it gives you this like cold girl feel and glisten to your skin. It is not overpowering at all. It's just like this beautiful cold girl feel, and it really meshes well with these like pinky colors. Now, the brush that I am using is actually from Singe Beauty. It is the F07, and Aniela Kanikvas actually designed this brush specifically for Super Shock highlighters. So I will link this in the description box down below for you as well. If you guys want to check out the brush that I'm using for this, because like look what it does. It like really applies it nicely, and it just looks beautiful all over. Before we go into any other makeup, I'm actually going to spray with the Skindinavia Bridal Mist. I'm going to use this eyeshadow palette to just create a really simple, neutral, glittery eyeshadow look. I have like this 1940s almost like inspired look that's in my head, especially for the eyes and for the lips. And this is how we're going to accomplish it. The Time to Shine eyeshadow palette is from Moira. I believe it's like $12, but it has a shade in here that is my absolute favorite to wear during the holiday time, which is this shade right here. And it does have some really nice neutrals in here as well. If you have a palette like this or shades like this in a palette, definitely pull it out. We don't need to use exactly this one, but something similar. First, I'm just going to get rid of all the creases on my lid from the concealer that I put on. And now I'm going to take this fluffy brush. It is a Sigma E40, and we're going to dip into this shade right here. It is a medium toned brown. This is more on a cool tone side. If you like warm tones, then definitely dip into like a medium brown that is on a warmer tone side. I tend to like cool tones because I have cool tones in my actual natural skin tone. So these are the best shades for me. And what I'm doing is I'm basically contouring out my eye. So I'm putting this in the crease, and we're just doing a back and forth swiping motion. Back and forth swiping motion. And then every once in a while just like buffing it with like circular motions. And we're building up the color slowly on the eye. Now, if you want a really defined crease, you can do a couple of layers of your medium toned brown shade. So I am going to go in and add just one more layer to really give this nice diffused crease look. Like that, and you'll see we just have this really nice diffused crease. I'm going to use an E24 from Sigma Beauty, and I'm going to dip into, this is more of a darker toned brown, We're gonna concentrate this on the outer corner of the eye. And so we're gonna take the E24. It is more of a blending brush. And what I'm doing is patting this on first, like this. You'll see I'm just tapping this on the lid. We're focusing it on the outer corner, the outer V. And then I'm just gonna do a back and forth sweeping motion. And it's just gonna give me a little bit of like contour and depth on my eye. Depending on like how deep you wanna go and how dramatic you wanna go, you can build up this color and you can make it deeper and darker if you want, but you don't have to do anything like super over the top. So this is what the eye looks like so far. I'm putting that brush aside and now we're gonna dip into my favorite shade, which is this shade right here. It's called Spiced. And this is just this like goldeny, champagne-y, like sparkly shade. It looks like glitter on my eye. It's my favorite shade and I'm gonna concentrate this on the inner corner and I'm pressing this onto the lid to get that like scattered sparkly effect. You can also use your pinky if that's a little bit easier for you. I just, you know, happen to swatch this with my pointer finger, so it's on this finger. And you'll see it just gives this like glittery, sparkly, like effect to the eye. I'm putting this all over the lid. It may bleed into this outer corner just a little bit, just so that it blends all nicely together. And I'm gonna do the other eye. Something super simple, super easy. I'm also gonna take a brush. This is a Sigma. I have a Sigma E27 and I am gonna dip it back into this spiced shade right here, the glittery shade. And I'm just gonna make sure that my inner corner has some product on it. And what this is gonna do is like kind of pack it on, but it's also going to diffuse it. So I just have this like really beautiful, glittery, sparkly eye. And honestly, this is what the holidays are about. It's just like that glitz, the sparkle, the magic. I'm gonna use my Sigma switch and clean off this brush because I do want to do the lower lash line just a little bit. And we're going to go back in with that like medium toned brown shade. And I'm gonna use this on the lower lash line. It's very subtle, but what it does is it ties the entire eye look together, as you will see. And next, we're gonna do a little bit of like a liner effect with eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be taking this brush. This is the E07 from Singe Beauty. And if you have like a really dark brown shade, just dip the tip into the shadow and it's just gonna be on the end here. And I'm gonna stamp this right onto the lash line. The one thing I like about this brush, because it is flat, but it also is a little bit smooth with its bristles, I can diffuse this color out and you'll see it's kind of like diffused and it's not like a super defined liner look. And you'll see the difference between this eye and this eye. It's not like this harsh liner line, it's this like diffused liner look. And then you're gonna stop right when you get to right about here so you don't shade the inner portion of your eye. And then you're just going to slowly build this up, stamp it on, and then you can actually do a little bit of a sweeping motion and that's going to diffuse the color so you get this really nice, just diffused, smoky look. All right, so I really want like red lips. Like that really just makes me think of Christmas, but I don't want it to be like too red. I want it to be a little bit muted because I want the eyes to like pop as well. So I'm gonna take this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner. It's in the shade Cranberry, so it is like this beautiful red. It's super pretty. I have a lip gloss in mind for this as well, so just keep with me. And we're gonna do the lashes last, just so you guys know. Like I want everything to sit in place. I'm gonna do my lips, and then we're gonna put on the lashes. We're gonna use this cranberry lip liner from ABH and line the lips. That's all we're gonna do. So this is what the lips look like. They are lined. I'm going to just shade right here. I want it to have like this ombre look where it's shaded in the corners of my mouth, but the rest of it is not shaded. And I'm gonna take this gloss from the Grinch collection. It is the Swirl gloss, and the shade is actually called like Grinch or something. What's it called? The Mean One, but it is the Grinch. It has the Grinch's head on it, and this is a really beautiful red pigmented gloss, and I'm just gonna put this on top. Like, it's just a really pretty cranberry lip. It's a very cool tone to me, and I honestly, like, I love it. This feels very like 1940s-esque. Like, I love this lip combination. I think it's like beautiful for the holidays. Very red, like so pretty. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We're gonna put on my lashes. Now, this time of year, I really like to be able to use a tubing mascara. I have quite a few in my like arsenal of like tubing mascaras, but I've actually started using the XL Tartelette tubing mascara. There's other ones that I've tried as well, but I want to give you guys a little bit more information on this mascara because there's something that I've noticed with it. It is more of a wet formula, and it is easier to build on the eye. There are some other tubing formulas that I've noticed that like they dry down right away, and then you actually get these like spidery, clumpy looking lashes, and this one actually stays wet a little bit longer, so you can really separate and like lengthen these lashes and make them look fuller. So what we're doing is we're building up, just kind of like wiggling and pulling up, and really getting the tubing effect to work on my lashes. Now, this is really easy to remove. All you need is some warm water, and they come off in tubes, which is why I like wearing this kind of mascara, because it's waterproof, like, and it'll come off in tubes with warm water, and it doesn't smudge, so it's pretty long lasting, and it just makes your lashes look natural, beautiful, and maybe just a little bit fake, but that's okay because it's a tubing mascara. I truly think that this is one of the better tubing mascaras, and I know it's at a high-end price of like 20 something dollars, but it is a really good tubing mascara. So this is what the lashes look like. They're very fluttery, full, lengthened, and this is gonna last me through the holidays. Like if I'm at a family's and I start crying, or if my eyes get watery because we're in the very, very brutal cold, I'm not gonna have like, you know, bleeding mascara down my face. Like, this is just so pretty, and I really think it works nicely for the holidays specifically. Like, I love a good tubing mascara. We're gonna set my face one more time. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 32-hour fresh wear 3-second setting mist. 36-hour, I'm sorry, it's 36-hour, it defies transfer. It's been compared to the One Size spray. I've gone through like 4 bottles of this. You do shake it beforehand, and I do suggest moving your hair out of the way or holding it back because it does kind of feel like hairspray, and then spray your face. So this is what the full face of makeup looks like. What do you guys think? Is it pretty for holiday time? I did do my hair kind of like, it kind of feels like 90s blowout, but I did use a straightener to straighten my hair, and then I just styled it with some volumizing spray, some texture spray, and this is what we have going on. So here is my completed holiday makeup tutorial. If you have similar products like this, reach for them. This is gonna be my routine for the holidays, and I hope you guys consider subscribing before you go. Bye!